because they're so censored and you can't say anything anymore, that Netflix is going to give them a big fat bag of money with no rules or anything like that, and they'll or guardrails or anything, and they'll be able to say whatever they want and make a bunch of money and get fans for it, but only because they're so censored and held back, and they're not allowed to say anything. Give it up for Very Good Clips. Go subscribe to them. They're making money now.
My chain, my chain, my chain. Don't you like my chain?
Every comedian that you see on Rogan or anything else, they're all still talking about 2020. They can't move the fuck on. They can't move the fuck on. Yeah, man, I remember people like lost their fucking mind. Like during COVID, people lost their fucking mind, man. Dude, I had friends. Yeah, man. I don't know what happened, dude. Just something. They lost their mind, and then we have Trump again. Yeah, it's crazy. No, you can't say you back then, man. You couldn't say anything. I mean, I did, and I got $1 billion for saying whatever the fuck I wanted, but you can't say anything. Like, how much are you supposed to make? 10 billion? I never knew these people. They always make so much money, and apparently everybody is holding them back, and they have tons of enemies, and people are holding them accountable constantly, and they're always in this great war. And they're making millions and millions. Never before in comedy have comedians made this much money and still bitched about fucking everything. About literally everything. They make so much undeserved money. So much. For being not funny and bad at what they do and phoning it in and mailing it in constantly. And they still complain. And they still complain about how everybody is censoring them and they can't, this person's after me, this, you can't say this with that. And the alternative is is to say something. They can't do that. So they're stuck in 2020 because they came out on the other end and then they realized they had nothing to say. What do they have to say? Here's what they have to say. Ready? When they start talking about something quote unquote real, quote unquote, they go, yeah, man. No, my shows in Charlotte this weekend were crazy. Yeah, the first show, there was a heckler, and this guy just wouldn't shut up, and the second show was a bachelor party, and the other guy goes, oh, man, that's crazy. He goes, what about the next night? Next night was great. And they go, yeah, that's comedy, man. Comedy one night, not that good. And then you go, man, fuck this city. And then the next night, you go, holy cow, I love Charlotte. And they go, yeah, exactly, man. I was just in Tallahassee. They were the same down there. They were great. Thanks to everybody that came out to the shows. You're sitting there listening to it. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? You might as well tell me a story about a piss you took yesterday. Like I could give a fuck. I don't want to hear your flight. I don't want to hear about your flight. I don't want to hear about your hotel and your check-in and this and that. I don't want to hear about any of it. It's usually the story they kick ass in it. Dude, I killed. It was great. It was a great weekend. It was awesome. Okay, why did you tell that story? Do you want to watch an episode of The Three Stooges where they all make sense of everything and sort their lives out and become successful? Where's the episode of The Three Stooges where they all put their minds together and learn how to make a bunch of money and make their lives good and they kick ass and are awesome? You want to see people be wrong, fuck up, be retarded, be stupid. Every story is bruh. That's the other thing too. I can't stand is the bruh. Bro, this weekend in Charlotte, they were, bro. Yeah, they came out. Like, you're white. Why are you talking like you're not white? Why are you doing an imitation of a black guy? And why is that black guy who's sitting on the edge of the couch not calling you out for it? Why are you paying a black guy to give you credibility to steal from black culture? What is that about? What are you saying? Why are you saying you want to Kendrick Lamar? Why does everything on your podcast feel like it's written by somebody else? Do you not have thoughts? Can you not see things and experiences come through and they come back out into a microphone and you make them entertaining? You can't just sit down and go? What? Were you not funny in school? You couldn't just sit in a classroom or at a cafeteria and just, you don't just like being funny for the sake of being funny? You don't like telling jokes for the sake of telling jokes? You don't like, did you even watch comedy? Did comedy at some point in your life mean a lot to you? Or are you a midwit who saw an opportunity to take advantage of people and you created a false identity that you're now trapped in and it's making you millions? Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Is that what's going on here? Well, I'm on to you. Ben, this feels like targeted harassment. Rat's Nest just shared the uncancelable David Lucas. No, none of this is aimed at David Lucas at all. No. He's obviously he's the GOAT. Him and Tony it seems they have some sort of Netflix deal for a roast show, which I'm sure it'll go down in history. Tony and David will go down in history as Laurel and Hardy. Laurel and Hardy's. They'll go down as one of the great comedy duos. There's no one better. There is no one I adore more. Let me look down the barrel of the camera so you know I'm not fudging. I'm not TO'd. That means ticked off. Mark my words, Tony Hinchcliffe and David Lucas will go down as you'll think Abbott and Costello, Laurel and Hardy, Tony and David. They're going to have a roast show on Netflix soon, because they're so censored and you can't say anything anymore, that Netflix is going to give them a big fat bag of money with no rules or anything like that. And they'll or guardrails or anything, and they'll be able to say whatever they want and make a bunch of money and get fans for it. But only because they're so censored and held back and they're not allowed to say anything. And the woke left controls everything. Actually, libs control everything, and that's why they make so much fucking money and are on TV and all the streaming apps and are one of the most searched for things on YouTube and Apple Podcasts and Spotify because unfortunately here is the pill that I don't know how they're going to swallow this, if they ever are. But they are the state media now. They have all these people on to rehabilitate their image, from Mark Zuckerberg to, any CIA guy, Peter Thiel. I'm sure the tiny hats are coming too. And you got, everybody will go on, rehabilitate their image. Presidents, vice presidents, they'll now use this platform to get voters to change their. Thank you for the thumbs up. I didn't know people could even do that. This is the state media now. Shut the fuck up. And by the way, I want people to start having and I can't believe I'm saying this, start having a little bit more respect for fucking journalists, because you guys constantly talk about how the news doesn't matter. Are you kidding me? The news, we're the news now. All you guys do is you pull up articles and talk about them. So you're still relying on journalists to talk about fucking anything. You're not going out there and getting the story. So give them a little. I know they're cucks and they're gay and they make no money and they have no power, but still you're endlessly talking about them and pulling up their work and talking about it. Dude, the news doesn't. Dude, the news. Did you read? And then you guys pull up their fucking articles with their names on them, bad or good. The news still fucking, but you guys are the state media now, and you should know that. And hey, no harm, no foul. If you want to, make a bunch of money and be bad at comedy, go for it. I'm not going to stop you. Somebody needs to go out there and be bad at comedy and make a bunch of money. This has been, as the turd has spiraled down the toilet, you have Gallagher, you have Yakov Smirnoff, you have every bad comedian has had their heyday, and it'll never stop. The turd will keep swirling down the punch bowl, or down the toilet bowl, excuse me. A little Freudian slip there because I want to eat turds out of the toilet. Just kidding. This is my message. I'm gay. No, I'm cringe, actually. This is very cringe of me. I shouldn't be so fucking cringe. Actually, it's fucking based. Dude, it's fucking based that, like, people who are really rich, who run the country, go on my favorite podcast and fucking are so fucking based and kick ass. Actually, dude, it's so fucking based, dude. It's so fucking based the way intelligence assets have infiltrated my favorite podcasts and have convinced me things like taking a bunch of ayahuasca is good. Dude, it's so fucking based that guys like Sean Ryan, who ran a drug trafficking ring for a long time, and the feds were onto him. It's so fucking based that he became a Christian as a very premeditated way to shape and control his image, to start a podcast and immediately become like the second biggest show on the face of the fucking earth. That's totally not a state-run thing. Sean Ryan's definitely not an intelligence asset, and he's using all these other shows as lily pads to control the apparatus. There definitely is a controlled opposition everywhere. Dude, it's fucking based. Dude, Sean Ryan, fuck yeah. Dude, Sean Ryan fucking kicks ass, dude. Dude, Sean Ryan just went on my favorite comedy podcast and fucking kicked it with the dudes and told me that I should take a bunch of fucking ayahuasca and melt my brain and go do Charles Manson shit up in Laurel Canyon. Dude, fucking based. Dude, Peter Thiel just did Kill Tony. He fucking rules. He's so... Peter Thiel's so... Dude, dude, based. Oh, Peter Thiel's based. Oh, fuck. Okay? A lot of you might be mad with what I'm saying because you haven't got off the dick long enough to realize that your ass is being pumped full of jizz. Stop hopping on these people's dicks. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care. They want to make a fuckload of money and use you. You willfully go advertise for these people who would shoot you in the back of the fucking head if you were in the way? You kidding me? You go on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you talk about them and tell people to listen to their horseshit? It's funded by intelligence agencies. It's state-run media. It's been co-opted. Wake up. Okay, babe? Wake the fuck up. Be smarter than making, a guy who had a fucking drug trafficking ring in Panama or South America, wherever the fuck it was. He's probably running drugs too, and he was running narcotics all over the place. And now he's a Christian, and he's a patriot. He's a patriot. Why did he have a drug? Why was he running drugs in South America? He's a patriot. He cares about his country. Then why did he have a cartel? Why was he getting people killed? Why was he making people addicted to drugs? How does he live with that amount of shame? Is it because he's not a person? Yeah, probably. But dude, he just had on fucking... No, dude, he just had on Brian Callen. It was a great fucking episode. They talked about how their dads are in intelligence agencies, dude. Brian Callen talked about how his dad was in the CIA and it's fucking badass and like Hollywood's dead. And like they talked about like Chris Kyle and shit. Yeah, he might have interesting guy. I'm seeing people say Sean Ryan a bit was entertaining listening to some of his special forces guys. No, I've listened to clips where I'm like, oh, this other guy is interesting as shit. But I was like, I was repulsed by Sean Ryan's face when I first saw him, and I didn't know why. It's because he's glowing. He's glowing green. He's red hot. Red fucking hot. Stay away from him. Stay away from Sean Ryan. Stay away from all these people. It's every man for himself out there. You gotta be watchful. Here's a good rule of thumb. If something is insanely popular out of nowhere, it's probably being controlled all the way up, and they push it. They control the algorithm. They push whatever they want. No, I'm not saying this in the kind of comedy I do is no. That's not what I'm saying. That's what Tony and those guys say. What I do shouldn't be popular. People should have. People should go listen to it. People should just go listen to like old Opie and Anthony. Honestly, if they listen to anything, the golden standard of radio. No, what I'm saying is, it's new boss. It's the classic cliche cringe Reddit new boss, same as the old boss shit. And I wish people would wake the fuck. I wish this Elon dick riding would go away. I wish all of it would go away because it fucking sucks my ass. He made X a lot better because of all the Nazi shit. Because everybody should be allowed on there. And unfortunately, sorry guys, I know you don't want to hear this, but Nazis are really fucking funny and they make good memes. And you can't just make a leftist, echo chamber bubble of like liberal horseshit where people are, where what's trending is like a woman found her puppy in the Palisades fire or something like that. It needs to also be war. It needs to be blood. It needs to be beheading videos. It needs to be everything. But now I open up X and it's just people hailing Hitler. Needs to be and there's no Elon criticism because he gets that off. So that's mein Führer right there. Fucking dude, Elmo Musk, dude. Yeah, Rogan should have Dave Blunt's on at this point. From Rogan not understanding when comics try to be funny to him praising, yeah. And the guy's like allergic to comedy. Hey, I hate the. He's an incredibly nice guy and very generous and stuff, but like, everybody loves to, everybody in his presence loves to pretend he's a comedian. It's quite insane. But whatever you got to do to sell a bunch of tickets, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody has standards anyway. Nobody even views truth as a virtue. Dude, who cares what's real? Yeah, okay, well. Dude, who cares if that guy lies all the time? I care. I don't want to be lied to. Dude, who gives a shit? Dude, who cares? The dude who cares is like the chant of the machine elves these days. Dude, who gives a shit? Dude, fucking relax. Dude, fucking calm down. No, I'm not calming down. I'm never gonna calm down. Actually, I'm going to keep spiraling. I'm going to spiral like an absolute lunatic on live. That's what I'm going to do. From Rogan not even being comment because he doesn't read comments. Yeah, anyone who says they don't read comments are constantly Googling. They have Google alerts set up for themselves. And they're constantly reading their own comments. And they get butthurt all the time. It's hell, probably. I get butthurt about comments. I get fucked up over stuff. The problem, everyone does. The problem is anyone that doesn't admit it is getting hurt the most by it. By the way, this is from Vandal. I don't know if I said that. This is kick ass so much. It's a little lean. It's a little Dave Blunt's lean. and then the Newport guy. I'm not like a Funko Pop guy, but I really love these. And then Vandal made it where you can open it, you can hide like I guess you can hide joints or something in there. It's pretty dope. Just want to give Vandal's a kick-ass guy. He came out to the show in Austin at the Velveeta Room, and we hung out at Dave & Buster's and played Halo.
My chain, my chain, my chain, my chain. Don't you like my chain?